Hello, welcome to another No Labels, No Walls Action Monday. We're so excited. Happy Labor Day for those that are in the United States. We're so excited to get this one going. I just want to go around to see who's here. I'll start with I'll start with Kevin. Kevin, are you there?
Good morning. It's Labor Day, so I'm just enjoying the sun, and I might turn my camera on soon, but in the meantime, I was spending time with the family. That's all.
Fantastic. Welcome,
I made some
Kevin.
time to get here because I'm interested to see what we're all about today.
Great. We're happy to have you. And there's Cindy. Cindy, how are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm good, fine, and happy.
All right.
I attended a certain wedding in Istanbul today.
But really? Already? Oh, congratulations. Tell
yeah, you know what it's like. You fly to Istanbul, go to weddings, come back home.
Not bad. Well, that's congratulations to her as well.
Yeah.
Neasley, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. I am envious, Cindy. Istanbul, I've always wanted to go. Every time I see pictures or whatever, I'm like, oh, I want to be there. Excuse me. I am here. I'm in LA. Getting ready to, wishing I could actually take today off, but just realizing this morning I can't. I have so much to do, but I'm glad to be alive. And it's not as hot as it was yesterday in LA. So I am grateful for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Hot. I remember hot.
Oh my, yesterday was another level.
Yeah, it was really bad. Thank you, Neasley. Welcome. Ines, am I pronouncing correctly? Ines? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi. You want to say where you're from and anything about it?
I'm from Helsinki.
And
I'm glad to be here. I was here like I've been on and off for years, and this time's a bit late for me. It's 7 p.m. in here, so usually I'm almost like sleeping. But today I had other plans, so I could actually make it. So I'm like, yay! Finally here.
Oh, well, welcome. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
Layla, are you there? Or are you somewhere else? I think she's somewhere else. Layla, there you are. You want to say your name and where you're from?
Hello, my name's Layla. I am from UK in Southeast.
All right.
I am in the cooking. I'm in the kitchen. I'm chopping onions and.
Ooh. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, welcome, Layla. Medi, are you there?
Your wife, where is she?
She's in Finland, but are you there?
Yes, hi. Good to be here. Sorry, I'm doing Michael's job now. I'm sharing multitasking as we are. I'm in Heinala, so but good to be here and good to see you all. And can't wait to hear more today's topic.
Marcus, and then if you want to introduce our guest.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Markus Vähälä. I'm from Vantaa, Finland, from Kukunori. I'm very glad to be here on this No Labels, No Walls Action Monday, together with Mojibur Doftori, my dear friend and colleague in change making the world. And why it is important to have Mojibur here today with us is that we are changing our action. We are moving towards individual action and creating a new kind of movement of meeting new people. And to that end, there's a lot to talk about the power within, isn't it so, Mojibur? and welcome. Can you unmute yourself, Mojibur?
Yes, should I start or?
Feel free, Mojibur. Can
Yeah,
you introduce
you.
yourself and tell
Yeah.
how are you doing and where you're from?
Yeah. Thank you, Marcus, for inviting me here, Michael and also Michael. And also, I'm very pleased to be here with this great group of people from across Europe and the world, North America and elsewhere. I'm so happy, really, to be with you. I'm Mojibur Daftori. I'm from Helsinki, Finland. And by background, I'm a researcher of social sciences, particularly on international education and civil society. Also, I'm a writer. I have an English book written, Massive Career Success, How to Create the Life of Your Dreams, which was published in 2019 from Oxford's Powerhouse Publication, UK. Also, the Bengali version of the book is published from Bangladesh from one good publisher. So this is my background, you can say. And now we can probably go to the issue because we probably will not have much time at last. So today I will talk about the power within. How can we create personal development for common good? It is jointly organized by No Labels, No Walls. Kukunori, it's a Finnish NGO and citizen network. And it is broadcast live by Citizen Network TV. And I'm thankful to Mr. Markus Vahala of Kukunori, Finland, for organizing this event. Before going to the main issue, I would like to start with a story. Mughal Emperor Akbar is a very famous Mughal emperor of India. He was happily in the palace, and the youngest prince was there with him, near him. So the courtiers were saying that the prince is the most beautiful child of the world. Then all the courtiers celebrated this, and Akbar, the emperor, said, yes, indeed. Our princess is the most beautiful child of the world. And everybody was celebrating it, but emperor's main trusted and most favorite advisor, Birbal, he was silent. He was not expressing anything. By seeing this, emperor got annoyed that why he is not saying anything. Is not our child prince the most beautiful child of the world? Birbal said, well, our prince is definitely a beautiful child, but he is not necessarily the most beautiful child of the world. Then emperor got angry and he said, show me the most beautiful child of the world. I want to see that. Then Birbal said, give me 7 days. I will show you the most beautiful child of the world. Then after 7 days, Birbal went to countryside alone and arranged the meeting. To go with the emperor, he should be disguised as a commoner. So then emperor, him and some other trusted people, they went and Birbal took them to a village, faraway village from the city. And there, in an agricultural background, in a village, there was one poor man's courtyard. There was sitting one dark-colored and underclothed child playing himself. Then Birbal said, this is the most beautiful child of the world. Then the emperor said, it's an ugly child. Then the mother of the child overheard it. Then she came angry to beat up the emperor. And just emperor escaped. So after that, Emperor Akbar understood what Birbal really meant. So from this story, one thing is very clear. Every child of a mother or parents or father is a beautiful child. To them, their child is the most beautiful. So it doesn't matter what color or what ability or what disability or whatever condition they are in, but every child is important. And everyone is important and everyone is beautiful. So every child or human being is unique in talents, capacity, or ability. The role of parents and society is to find that unique talent or capacity or ability to use it for their personal development as well as for social good. No child or no one in this world is unskilled, useless. No one is useless. Everyone has capacity, but we have to find out what is in that special, everyone's special ability. Like the fingerprints of every human being, there is uniqueness of every human being. They have special potential. The role of the family, teachers, society is to find that special strength and nurture it. Humans have biasness as well as selfishness. It is inbuilt. It has many reasons that people are generally biased and selfish, because it is needed for individual survival in this broader world. And this is also for protecting oneself and one's kins. But this self-love or love for the family sometimes go beyond limitation. We become selfish. And we do exclusion, tortures, killings, even genocide. So this is not this is just one side, that people are biased and selfish. There is other side. Humans are also kind and generous deep in their heart. When they see the broader picture of human life cycle and human destiny, they become more calm. Usually people, when they're over 40, 50, 60, 70, they become like easygoing with any situation, any circumstances. So many don't judge after certain age. But maybe when people are young, they understand less, they may be judgmental at once. So we see that there are these biased people, selfish people, and people who committed genocide in the world in the last century and even before. We also see some beautiful people with beautiful heart, like Helen Keller, who lost her sight and hearing in early childhood, but her disability could not stop her. She became an activist for human rights of disabled people. Think about Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp. She created the nursing profession. Look at Henry Dunant, who created Red Cross, which works all around the world, and Fridtjof Nansen, who created refugee passport for humanitarian reasons. Mother Teresa, who reached out the hopeless in India and elsewhere. Look at Abdul Sattar Edhi, Pakistani philanthropist who reached out the most downtrodden in Pakistani society. Look at Mahatma Gandhi, who made the peaceful social change. So if they can do it, they were initially, in the beginning, they were very common people. But with their self-development and uncommon actions, they become some people, great people in human history. So anybody can be kind, anybody can be generous, and anybody can be kind to everybody else and build a better community, better society, better country, and better world. And if somebody says that, hey, I don't have the capital, I don't have money, I don't have influence, what I can do? How can I contribute? I would say that just smile. If you smile, there are many people in this world, your neighbor who may be going through a difficult situation in their life. So that smile in the morning on daytime can make the day for the other person. So it doesn't matter in whatever station we are in our life, but we can definitely contribute to for the better. So we are living in a very exciting time. Now it's a digital revolution time. We are connected to the world instantly. But it was not like this in 15th century. Before 15th century, there was a problem with recording and printing books. So in 15th century was landmark century because invention of the printing press that changed the world for the much more better. It's revolutionized human history. It brought modernity, it brought liberalism, modern nation state, democratic institutions, the rule of law, humanism. So these all are the far-reaching impacts of printing press. But now comes digital revolution, the fourth industrial revolution. We are living in a super speedy world. If one has a smartphone, a laptop, or a PC, one can connect to the world instantly through internet. The power of nation state is diminishing because of this digital revolution, and power of individuals are increasing. Individual has more voice if they can do it, if they can shape it. So this is important. And if you see that what kind of change this digital revolution is bringing, you can look at some influencer like South Korean musician Psy, who performed this Open Gangnam Style song. That song was hit over billion views, 2012 or 2011. And that time, this 50 Shades of Grey, E.L. James books, that became a hit. All the mainstream, it went beyond all the mainstream publishers, and it's become a hit book. So anything can become viral in social media nowadays. And we are living in a world where traditional media situation is not so good. And social media is the power nowadays. And it is important that we check facts because with this revolution, we are in social media, all facts are not checked there. So anything can be there without quality check. So this is also important to question. And because we are living in a media democracy where politics and politicians are shaped by likes, shares, and appearance management. So there are less statesmen and more these social media politicians. Disinformation, hate speech, incitement of violence against minority groups, and stereotyping is also increasing because of this digital revolution. And digital revolution is in fact neither good nor bad, so to speak, as far as disinformation is concerned. So it just amplifies what we really are. If we do good, we can share it in digital platform and make a better world. If we share the bad things, then it can have negative impacts on minority groups and small groups. So we really are good or bad. So if we do good acts, then it will have good impacts. If we do bad things, it will have bad impacts throughout the world. So we can do good or bad using the power of social media. It will amplify our good deeds if we do good. Whether you are a refugee, immigrant, differently able persons, belong to a sexual minority group, religious minority, with right perspective, you can develop yourself and contribute to others. What you need is to organize yourself and organize in a community. Unity is power. This is more important in this time of digital upheaval of professions, because nowadays, because of digitalization, many professions are becoming lost and new professions are coming, new skills are needed. And digitalization and automation are reducing the workers' rights throughout the world and also creating outsourcing. And there is lack of job security, unemployment, and uncertainty on social security. So there comes the question of basic income, what was in trial in Finland. So this is also an important thing. These grassroots organizations, grassroots groups should consider. So is our situation too terrifying or full of opportunities? If I ask this question, you can answer it through that glass can be half empty or glass can be half full. It depends on our own understanding and how we look at things. So for seeing things better, we need, first of all, this self-understanding, better, clear self-understanding. So difference between humans and animals are in one thing. Humans are capable of creative solution to any problem. They have the power to plan and power to act. Only humans can do it. Animals just react. They cannot plan ahead. So this is the human gift. If you want to change the world, you must change yourself first for the better. When you can change yourself fast and for the better and create value, then you can contribute better, have better impact in your community, in your state, and in the world. And to do this, we need to change our mindset, first of all. We need to create positive mindset, because we have many reasons to worry about. We have many reasons to feel negative about many things surrounding us. Everything is not perfect. But you have to be grateful for what you have got. If you have got a good health, if you have social security or a roof over your head, if you have food, you are much more lucky than many people, millions of people of the world. In different parts of the world, there are wars, there are starvation, there are health emergencies, and many things. Even children are victim of wars, and they have to leave their own country. Sometimes they live inside their country but displaced. So if you are living somewhere, if you are healthy, you should be happy and grateful enough that you are in better shape. So no worries, no claiming, no blaming of others that, okay, foreigners are coming, foreigners are taking our things. Maybe you should blame your politician, local leaders for doing things better, not some minority stereotyping them that, okay, this small group of people are really destroying our society. So this is wrong-handed approach of looking at things. And you don't need to stay stuck in the past. In the past, many things happened. Historical injustice, personal injustice, your parents, your grandparents did something wrong. So if you just focus on this kind of things, you can never put your perspective right. You have to get stuck of the past and live in the present and looking forward in the future. And you have to discover your talents. Every human being of the world is unique. And everybody has certain talents, certain skills. But one of the worst thing in this world is that many people They don't know what are their strengths, what they are good at. So they cannot discover in many parts of the world. Maybe some countries of like Finland and other European countries, Northern American countries, where education system is good, the teachers can help to find out the talents and can locate and try to develop it better. But in many parts of the world, education is certificate oriented. It doesn't give critical understanding among people. And people just look for some government guaranteed jobs. So it doesn't just discover the talents of youngsters, even the adults. So one responsibility of us as individuals, we have to find out what we are good at. Our teachers, our family members, our community can help us to find out what we are good at. And we also know that what we are good at, what we can do better than normally others. And everyone has this special trait. They're good at something. There is no people who are not good at anything. And some are good in social sciences, some good in math, some in sports, some in interpersonal skills. There are so many things and so many aspects people are good at. We have to find out the right thing, what we are good at. So this can help us to make the better career planning for us based on our own context. And many people, they fear failure. Because of fear of failure, they don't do anything better or anything forward looking. We need to get rid of this fear. So fear, we should fear itself. Fear. So this is the important thing John F. Kennedy said. So we need to stop fearing anything. We have to look forward and do things what seems to be a bit difficult. By doing every difficult task, we can make ourselves better prepared to develop better skills. So better, and we can brand ourselves better, and we can create our own value better. And for that, we need to stop procrastination. Procrastination is an enemy of every individual, because we just put our things for today's work for tomorrow and tomorrow's work for another week later. So we need to stop this. And one thing is so important, that is finding the purpose of one's life. Finding the purpose can really serve us, because when we have the broader picture of life, what we want and what is our career need, our life goals, and if we can connect it with our broader goals, our values, our principles, then if there is some hurdle, temporary hurdles come, we can recover from it, because we have the broader picture in our mind. Otherwise, some small problem can stop us from going ahead with our plan. And we need to improve our skills. And for that, we need to develop our habits for new skills. And, within 3, 4, 5 weeks, if you practice every day for 2-3 hours every day with any skill, within 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you can start to develop a new habit and new skills. This is scientifically said. And with these new skills, if you have certain skill set, you have to start some new skills so that you can contribute better and you become an all-rounder in whatever situation you are in. And when you have skills, you don't need to just sit and becoming self-centered. The most important thing that you become yourself and then serve others. When you serve others, many people think that, okay, we need to fulfill our own needs, this need, that need, but it's all self-centered. So when this life is very short and everybody is going for social security, income, job, but without serving others, one cannot find the true meaning of one's life. To create meaning of life, one must serve others. That if you are in people's heart, mind, and prayers, you become a better human being. This is important. And another thing is most of the people, average people of the world, they always want to give less and receive more. But for a better life, you need to give more, whatever you have, and receive less. This should be our motto. As individuals, we should contribute more without expecting the result. Just being centered on the community and being a person of value. So this is important. And for developing yourself in this way, you need to embrace self-education, because many say that real education starts outside schools. Real education starts from life itself, by loving others, by contributing to others, being part of the community. So for that reason, you need self-education to learn who you are and develop your skills, look for a better career, and look for better way of contributing to community, society, state, and the world. And to make yourself a better person, a contributory member of the society, you need to use your time wisely, because time is the most valuable thing in this world. In essence, time is life. So you have to figure out what are the most important thing in your life, what you want to achieve. And to achieve that, you have to spend your time very carefully. Don't spend your time for less important thing, because time is not waiting. And imagine that every day there are 24 hours, and maybe 12 hours we spent in sleeping and doing other things, not what we are really interested in, where we are passionate about. So we should use our time on things what we love, we are passionate about, and we are dedicated about. So this is important. And personal development is key to success. It increases your skills and value in the marketplace. It gives you the ability to fact check, because we are living in a world of disinformation and propaganda. There are social media is filled with propaganda, and like in South Asian countries, I originally come from Bangladesh. During this Corona time, government is trying to put scientific information, how to fight Corona. But at the same time, social media is occupied with some religious groups who tell exactly the opposite to what the government is telling. They say that if you belong to a certain religion, Corona will not hurt you. It's against people of other religions, infidels. So this kind of thing is creating challenge for even fighting Corona in this difficult time. So you should develop this critical thinking, so that whoever tells what, they have a reason to tell, and you have the right to take what you think is right. You don't need to just blindly accept any explanation from any quarter. So critical thinking is important, and you have to wear the other people's shoes to understand their pains, their problems. And you have to develop the empathy for others. It will make you a better human being. It is important to be a better human being. And you have to embrace openness and connect to the broader world. And to connect to the world, you will become a better human being, and you will see things and act in a broader way in your community, society, country, and the world. And if we look at Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, we can see that how a Gujarati-born, traditional-bound Mahatma Gandhi, that time he was not Mahatma or great soul, who changed himself and become the Mahatma or great soul. And Mahatma Gandhi represents what he represents to the world. He represents non-violent social and political change that is possible to change the world through non-violent means. And it is possible to initiate inclusive community building. And he also showed that there are many people who are talking people, they do little. But he showed that he walked his talks. So to change the world, we need to also walk our talk. This is important. And Gandhi is famous for his Satyagraha or truth force, self-purification, and self-restraint. So these are the quality we need to build as part of the community. And he also taught us Sarvodaya or welfare for all, non-cooperation, civil disobedience, and hartal or shutdown to press for one's demand. By his influence, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, present-day Pakistan and Afghanistan, he was influenced, a Muslim role model for non-violent change. Martin Luther King Jr. was influenced by him, Nelson Mandela, Václav Havel, and peace movements throughout the world. And by recognizing Gandhi's contribution to the world in peaceful social change, the United Nations, there was a United Nations resolution in 2007 that made 2nd October, it was Gandhi's birthday, I think, the International Day of Nonviolence. So whatever we want to change, we need to change through nonviolent means, through negotiation and putting different people's point of view into consideration. So what and how really Gandhi was made? This is a question. And if I try to answer that question, then I can say that Gandhi was born in Gujarat, India, Western India, in a traditional middle rank social group. He was a Baniya or business community person. And he spent 2 years in London as a migrant. He sailed for London in 1888 as a 19-year-old young. He got his law degree in 1891 and returned to India the same year. Then he had some unique experience in London. He got introduced to London Vegetarian Society that changed the course of his life. There he got the opportunity to learn, relate to people beyond racial and religious boundaries. He got the opportunity to read great writers such as John Ruskin, Henry David Thoreau, and Leo Tolstoy. And with whatever he learned from, and he contacts he got from London, and whatever he learned from London and through the connections, he used those knowledge in South Africa when he moved to South Africa in 1893. He was 2 years, before that he was 2 years in India, tried to practice law, but he was not a good communicator. As a result, after staying 2 years there, he had to move to South Africa to represent as a lawyer of an Indian in South Africa. So he went to South Africa in 1893 and saw that, okay, things are different over there. White people, black people, and so-called colored people, they were living in different areas. They couldn't make social interaction. So he challenged the British colonial apartheid government, the empire, so that the Indians get the equal rights over there. He challenged the unjust laws, and he learned something from there. So when he was in South Africa, he was fighting the colonial government, British government. At the same time, when the Boer War broke out, he volunteered as a medical corps leader to take care of the wounded soldiers, British soldiers. So when we are fighting someone, we have to keep in mind that we are not fighting people. We are not fighting a group, but we are fighting for our agenda. And we are, we should not dislike or we should not hate our opponents, because sometimes you have to compromise with your opponent. So this is very important. But most of the thing we look at our present world, all the crises, all the conflicts, all the violence break out because we are not ready to compromise. We are against our enemies, so-called enemies, but we get out of our agenda that how we can take our agenda forward. So Rama Guha, one of the Indian historian, very good historian, he saw that, he studied Gandhi's life and saw that Gandhi developed 17 different identities, multiple identities. But in our world, in many parts of the world, some people are excluded, minority groups, because they belong to another identity. But Gandhi showed that if you have one identity, you can have 17 identity, and one does not need to be in contradiction with others. They can live peacefully side by side. There should not be a problem of identity. And all the identities he developed outside India in South Africa. So South Africa was the country that made Mahatma Gandhi the Mahatma, or the great soul. When he returned to India, he took the experience of him in South Africa to fight colonialism. And also he thought that only fighting the foreign enemy is not enough. One has to fight the internal enemy within community, within society. So he wanted to build a self-sufficient community where there is social justice for all. All are included, nobody is excluded. And he also tried to build the foundation of modern India and modern Indian democracy, where he took, when India got independent in 1947, he took different group of people, different ideas, people together.
Mojibo, I have a question. So a lot of the stuff that you're talking about is individual actions, and what we're all trying to do is kind of do those actions in the community. My question is whether it's through Gandhi or through any other personal experience, what is one action that you've done or that you in history has done that perhaps propelled other actions? Because that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out is, you know, we do one action, but then it transforms into another action. So it's not like how, for instance, how like commerce works, where the same product is sold over and over again. When you're doing transformative kind of change, it's always keeps changing. So what's like one example you've done, or perhaps that you know in history that has resulted in another specific action?
Thank you so much, Michael, for your good question. In Finland and in Europe, jobs are generally in academic sector and others, jobs are for 3 years, 5 years, or 2 years, something like that. I was doing my postdoc in Tampere University in Finland. After that, I got unemployed. I was in London for 1 year to find a job. I didn't find, rather I was in British Library to read books. I used that opportunity when I couldn't get the right kind of job. Then I went to Bangladesh, lived there for 4 years. I didn't get the irregular job. So then I returned to Finland. Then I thought that now I should volunteer. I entered in as a volunteer by writing some article for Pan Finland. And I was there. Some days later, I became the chair of its Writers for Peace Committee by my contribution, because I was contributing there. Later, I became a board member there in Pan Finland, which protects rights of journalists and writers worldwide. Then I became also chair of Writers at Risk Committee of the same organization. I was sent to Norway to represent Pan Finland. I was sent to India, Ukraine to represent Pan Finland, because I have a research background. I have ideas about this international. I was writing many resolutions. And later I was a researcher at Pan International in London. I was invited there as a special researcher there. So this is how, when you are without judging, without prejudice, you offer your expertise, or if you offer your work, your labor to somewhere, it creates the bond. Rather than blaming others, you have to create your own solution to whatever situation. Yes, please. You're saying something, Leila?
Oh, hello. Your conversation's really interesting. We have in the UK, well, in the southeast, between France and Dover, we have had hundreds and hundreds of migrants between here and Calais.
Yeah.
And our border force, they every day they go out and rescue families, rescue children, and they have come, they are in the most horrendous state, and they come in the middle of the sea, and our port is, our ferries are just, it's very, very dangerous. Our local MP tries to tell our French government, but they are just find it very hard to cooperate with our English government, and it's just and then we have to find houses for them, and we just have to find accommodation for them. It's just, we had some a few weeks ago, and it just keeps coming and coming, and it's just, yeah, it's just horrendous what I know why they are coming, because they are leaving their countries because they are leaving wars, and it's just horrendous. And it's just appalling, and they just have a hard job rescuing them.
Yes. Yeah.
And they just try to put a stop on it, but they keep saying it's not their problem when it is.
Yeah. So is it your just comment, or do you have any specific question?
No, it's just
a comment.
It's just a comment
Okay.
that I was saying. But
Yeah, I think we in European countries or North America, we have this development cooperation, which is standard is 0.7% of gross national product. It should be given to developing countries so that they can improve their education, social security, social development, and other things. And we can also help some countries, fragile states, to build peace rather than trying to fuel any conflict. We can try to solve it so that the problem doesn't occur in the first place. But when they're here, in Europe or North America, they should be accepted because there is no illegal person in the world. Every person is legal. In law,
Yeah,
somebody said that these are
understand.
illegal immigrants. There is no illegal immigrants in the world. I mean, lawful or unlawful, but not illegal. There should be some terminological change. And we see that we, in Finland, let's say that we don't have enough human resources in Finland in various sectors, but at the same time, we have some political quarters, like in many other parts of the world, they oppose any kind of immigration. So how, or they're against the migrants. So how do they want to solve the problem? Marcus, if you could tell something about it.
Thank you, Mojibur. One of the key elements of no labels and no walls is to bring people and communities together, but it's difficult. It's difficult to reach new people. I think a lot of people are quite siloed. A lot of people are working from morning to evening, or they lack strength and hope. And what do you think, Mojibur? If you think about No Labels, No Walls, which is an international community, and we are planning to do individual action, so anybody could do an action, report it on social media, and then ask new people to do a similar, or then transform that action into something else. And in the future, next year, when we have the festival, it's like a place where we can show that what we have done during that year. How do you see the future of individual action and the role of organizations and groups around that action?
I mean, this is excellent how you are working on these various social issues. This is excellent, beautiful, and I think that we need to hear various voices so that we can gather all the voices and put it together, and we can find a way forward. This is the way how social movements work. So this is the way forward. I'm very glad that you invited me here with this great group of people from Europe, America, and elsewhere. I'm so happy, and I think, do we have some other questions? Anyone?
I want to say, since we have the time now, and also if anybody has more of an idea of when their individual action will be done. So let us know, because in October 25th, we're going to meet again. This is, and then in between that time, if anybody has an action they're doing, that will be then the action of the week or action of the day. So I know, Layla, you have yours, and Sternberg has ours, and Kevin, I think you're having yours, correct, from the Music Without All Borders, with the song maybe before then or around that time. But so I just want to bring that forward, because that's going to be our future actions, is what everybody here today is going to be creating. And if Moji Bear, if you have an action that you're doing, please put it on the festival group page, and let us know, because that could also be one of our actions. So Neasley, I don't know if you had a question or comment, and then.
I just had a comment. I wanted to thank Dr. DeFori for just bringing this information. I think a lot of times people fail to realize how much power we have as individuals. Like, if you are alive and you're breathing, you can actually do something to change somebody else's life. And I think a lot of times we forget that, especially if somebody feels unimportant or have been told they're unimportant or are treated as unimportant. They don't realize that if you're human and you're breathing, you can actually change somebody else's life, even if it's with a kind word and a smile. You can make a change. And then when we start really looking at how change got made, sometimes we prefer nonviolent, but we realize like there's some revolutions that were bloody, right? We would prefer not those. That's not what we're going for. But those people, when they started, they didn't know it was heading that way. But years and centuries later, we're still having those discussions, and we're still looking to those people, and we call them leaders, the great leaders of the world. But they all started like where we are, just trying to figure out, what can I do? How can I make a difference? So thank you for reviving that. I think anybody who's going to listen to this later will find sort of like a fire that revives it in them, that we individually can do something to make either a community, another person, or even the world a better place. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nestle, for your nice comments. It's very important comments. Thank you.
And that being said, individual actions, we all have to start somewhere. So I just want to kind of go around the room just to show what's coming up so people know what to look for. Since we're trying to break our habitual habits, that's what Mojibar, I think, was saying a lot of times too, is to break habitual habit into something new and something transformative. So in order to do that, No Labels, No Walls is going to be breaking our habitual Monday meetings for new things. So on the in about 4 weeks time, Strindberg Laboratory has this getting to know you game. It's going to be a transformative video showing people getting to know each other, but also different scenarios of what kind of makes it also harder for people to get to know each other. And that's going to be one of our actions that hopefully will then keep transforming into the festival. Medi in 2 weeks time, I believe on September 20 something, it's on the Facebook, is going to be doing an interview. She interviewed her next door neighbor who's 91 years old, and it's her birthday, and she asked a series of questions, and she's making a video about her response. So we're going to get to know almost a centennial person from Heinola, Finland. So Marcus, you just put on about the photography. If you want to talk just briefly about that.
Thank you, Michael. So we have started a Giriful project working with Bangladesh, and we want to make our photography action international. So now I invite all of you to take photos of your normal life and post it on Instagram with the hashtag Giriful International, and write also about the meaning of that action or that event for you. So we are not looking for Instagram pictures that you usually take. We are asking you to share your normal life and inviting other people to do it. We will create a digital exhibition of these photos and possibly a real life exhibition in Helsinki. And we will see the 25th of October. We will show what kind of pictures we have. So follow the No Labels, No Walls page and the Facebook group, and for emails for new events. So you can join in events arranged by our Bangladeshi team, and then people can also take pictures during those events. So also I encourage all of you, like Mojibur here said, to use your talents and do your own action, and then share that action with others. If you're doing a Facebook event, please create an event where you put No Labels, No Walls as co-hosts. So yeah, sure. All of us will then see all this action in our event page. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus. So you all can see the on the chat, the Facebook event. or that Mehdi created as an example. So Marcus is when he is going to have a description on the No Labels, No Walls page for his photo event. So we can then join in on that. And then Kevin, do you have any more idea about when you think that for the longest song in the world might take place, or like in the coming weeks, when can we expect one of your events?
I'll have to get back to you on that. Hopefully, by next month. Hopefully.
Okay.
Just don't call me on it.
You're a little low, Kevin. We can't hear you.
Oh,
that
I'll. Yeah.
I got you.
Hopefully by next month, that's to be announced.
Fantastic. Great. And then Cindy, do you have any ideas of what you're going to be creating? Anything?
Not offhand that I can think of.
Think about it. There's so much stuff you can do. It could be meeting somebody new, like Mehdi, for instance, just literally went down to next door neighbor and asked her a couple of questions, and they both are really excited about doing this video together. And I don't think I would have ever met anybody from Hainola.
No.
You know, so without it, and it's just this one simple action can create, you know, new connections, and hopefully, you know, more actions from that. So if you have a neighbor, if you have a friend, if you love knitting, you can show your knitting, you know, with somebody else. That's so easy.
Okay.
So anything, the importance is, everybody, that we document it, and then we say what's next, right? So we do one action, and then what does it lead us to keep doing? Very nice, Cindy, I know. So think about it, and then if you need help, write me, write Marcus, write anybody, okay? And we'll help you. Yes, Layla.
Okay.
What I'm doing. So you mind helping me?
I'm gonna message you. I'll message you for the time on Friday. No problem. We'll talk about it after we're done with the meeting.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
All right.
Ines, I don't want to leave you out. Is there any ideas, like actions that you're already doing that you can broadcast, or anything at all that you want to share that we can look forward to, maybe?
I've been meaning to do the Song of Your Life, which is a Finnish TV program where the celebrities, everyone brings a song that that's important to them, but isn't so obvious that you could off cuff say that it's theirs. So I would like to just basically just people with, because it's not celebrities, it's just people with songs that aren't that obvious that everyone would right away know that it's their song, but those, and then those songs would be played live, and then people would vote on whose song it is and stuff.
That's a fantastic idea. What song was meant for you? I love it. Ines, so if you look at the chat in the info@nolabelsnowalls.net, if you need help, so what we would like for everybody to create a Facebook event, pick a song. If you're looking for songs that mean something, maybe it's like people write, this is my favorite song, and this is the description of it. However you want to organize it. But
yeah, I'm looking for a bit like maybe not the favorite song, but something that has had a like a turning point in their life or something. Maybe not the favorite song, but yeah.
Can you create on our Facebook action, like a call for action on that? Or
yes, but I think if we do it, if a live band does it, we have to pay the fees for the songs. That's another thing.
Well, why don't you?
But let's try and find out.
Yeah, why don't you write a one-page idea, or it doesn't have to be a page, whatever you have, and send it to info@nolabelsnowalls.net.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can help you get the idea together. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Fantastic. We look forward to that. And Neasley, last but not least, you have so many ideas, so many things you're doing. What can we expect from Neasley in the next year or 4 years?
Okay. Like you can't even expect me to think clearly. I'm not joking until the end of October.
Well, that's fine. We're gonna look to your brilliant actions
That
and
is how
ideas
much
at
I
the
have
end.
on my plate.
No problem. End of October, we'll ask you again.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. So Marcus and Mojibar, if you have any other things you want to say, or Mojibar,
Yes.
have an action that you want to share with our group for the next festival that we can join in.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael, for arranging this beautiful program and meeting these beautiful people, all of you. So I would like to summarize what I discussed so far. Based on my discussion, I can say that you can, I can, we all can do what we want to do for the future. So let's accept ourselves as we are without denying ourselves, develop ourselves, increase our skills, embrace community and the world, and have better impact. So I would like to end with one small story again. The hummingbird, the smallest bird of the world, one day heard that the sky will fall down. So it just put its legs up to stop the sky. On the way, there was an elephant. We saw the hummingbird trying to put his legs up. It said, "Hey, what are you doing?" Hummingbird said that, "Well, I heard that the sky will fall today. I am doing what I can do." Then he said, elephant said, "You are so small bird and your legs are so tiny. How can you stop the sky from falling?" Then the hummingbird said, "I do my part, you do your part, others do their part. By uniting together with different skill sets, different abilities, we can really stop the sky falling." So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mojibur, for this wonderful evening and together. And we wish to see you later.
Yeah.
Let's create some action together. And on 25th of October, let's share our actions. There's so many things that we can do as hummingbirds and as elephants. So it was so great that you presented the theme of the power within, and let's also create some power among us and between us, and work together during the following months. This was the last Action Monday for a while, so let's keep in contact on social media and on our individual action events. So feel free to post an invitation to everybody to your events, and we will see us there. Thank you, everybody, and have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.